Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and those otherwise inclined, and welcome back to Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. I'm going to be doing side quests with Sam and Ian. How you doing, guys?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm doing good.
Good. So this is just a chill sub-story stream. Like, I stayed up a lot last night doing, the subs really funny, and I wish I'd streamed them. Like, for instance, there's a kid that wants his mom's cooking again because she's dead. So you have to get fresh meat for him and his butler, and then mince the meat by punching it, which is something he does. And he is nicknamed by the kid as Mr. Beef. Which, you know, I cannot think of a more fitting name for Kenshiro than Mr. Beef. Mr. Chop. Oh, and you cooked it with a flamethrower. Go to the wasteland. Let's find that treasure. So, and I've also been doing bounty hunter side quests. I filled up the arcade with machines, one of which was,
Dante
of course,
Vasco.
Yep. One of which was Space Harrier, because there's always a Space Harrier game in a Yakuza game, and this is a Yakuza game no matter what skin they put on it. Oh, there's a side quest over there. Huh. Well, I'm going to see if there are any side quests in that nearby village that I can just fast travel to.
I'm glad that they mark the side quests now.
Yeah.
That was annoying. And you know, that was an innovation. I know people don't like to talk about it, but that was actually an innovation from Dead Souls.
Yeah. I liked Dead Souls. I mean, it wasn't as
I
good.
liked Dead Souls too. No,
It was definitely a lesser game, but...
Okay, you know what my favourite subquest from that game is?
What?
The zombie rights video.
Ah.
I think I remember at the time we'd just finished watching South Park and we'd watched the one with Rob Reiner.
What? Is this guy looking at my buggy? Something you want to say?
Yeah.
You race,
But
right?
if I remember, we commented while I was doing it because I think I brought Dead Souls over for you to actually play with me, and you made the comment at one point of, "Wait, that guy looks like Rob Reiner," because it was trying to say that zombies have rights and they're actually people. We're just shooting them for no reason because he wants a publicity thing, and then he gets eaten by a bunch of zombies.
Yeah. Oh, right. It looked like South Park's version of Rob Reiner.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that was the funny part, is that he looks just like Rob Reiner, and he was doing this. And the thing at the time was, the joke of South Park at the time was he was making up bogus studies and lying about smoking just to get it banned because he personally didn't like it. And this guy's lying about zombies for no real reason other than publicity. So he'd get people in like zombie makeup and stuff to act like normal people and interview them.
Yeah.
So that people would stop shooting them.
Oh? What's the best
Of course,
drink
then
Eden's got? Oh, what do I hand over? This is the
No,
good stuff.
my goo! My precious goo!
Go find me some potato snacks. A potato snack. I think I have some chips on me.
Yeah. Hey. Huh?
Secrets to customization obtained.
Yeah.
You get
now
him a
have
bag of crisps.
You can now customize 6 to 7 parts. Speak to the...
I thought you were gonna...
Oh! Sorry?
I thought you were going to save those for Malcolm McDowell.
Oh no! I'm gonna have to buy him some more. The butler in the one that you've got to get some some fresh beef for looked like Malcolm McDowell. No word of a lie.
So he's resorted to the whole English typecasting thing in America.
He works for meat.
Because Tim Curry and Eric Idle used to have like a little thing they used to do every time they see each other. They go, butlers and bad guys. Yeah.
Butlers and bad guys.
Yeah, that's the typical like English typecasting in film and TV in America.
Oh yeah. Butlers and bad guys.
Yeah.
I buttle, sir.
They must have a field day with Blackadder then.
Oh yeah. Alright, let's see what I can customize.
Hey, Dante Basco. Boiled dripping beef fart sniffing bubble butt. Stupid, stupid man.
Can't quite. Durability's all good. Wing. Oh. Hold on. I'm gonna get a subquest guide up. Oh, by the way, keep an eye out for comments in case they don't turn up, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Where are you? There you are. Lost Paradise Substories. Hold on. There was a subquest in the wasteland.
Go choke on your wooden bed, jerk up.
Are you the Mario that plays fair, or the Bowser who cheats and lies? Why would you say that to Miyamoto?
Oh. I think he thought he was trying to make an analogy that only he would get. And failed miserably.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Chris's logic doesn't work the same way as ours, because he thought dealing with a child, to deal with a child, he thinks it would have been better to make a Donald Duck impression.
A demonic Donald Duck. Another butler roll?
Wait, no.
Fine. I'll do it for a pack of Starburst.
A pack of Starburst.
Remember when they were called opal fruits?
Oh, yeah. I miss opal fruits.
I remember the adverts for it when they were changing its name.
Oh, yeah.
I remember they had the monkey and they were trying to change its name and it just wasn't working. And then as soon as they say something that wasn't monkey related and someone walks by with a banana, it seems happy.
Yeah. I
Opal
remember.
Fruits is changing, not the taste, just its name to Chimpy Chompies. Starburst? And they had like the aliens, and then they saw like one guy who was like a punk or something, and they thought he was like a god or something, and then started worshipping him.
I think it's because they thought he was Keith from Prodigy. And I remember one with some mimes as well.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, in the end, they were all quiet and everything. They were like shaking their heads, looking disgusted, and then they see this guy outside who just trips over, and they all like applaud silently.
Nah. So I take it you've heard you've heard there's been backlash to the new Ghostbusters movie.
I haven't even seen that.
All I'm seeing so far is that some of the cast of the reboot, the all-female ones, they're not happy about the new one being made at all because they've decided that now they're trying to erase them or something. Like, no, you can have multiple things with the same name, apparently. That's a problem the video game industry is doing, with its fucking up the filing system. Which is a pain for me, because I like my filing system. It's actually one of my weird hobbies. Because Bill Murray's announced Ghostbusters 3. So, that's a thing. I'm still of the mindset that, look, Ghostbusters 1 was one of those, it shouldn't have worked, but it did, and we appreciate the fact that it did. And Ghostbusters 2 didn't work anywhere near as well.
Although the bad guy was pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah. The bad guy, obviously, yeah. That was the only good part of it, but the second one wasn't really great. Don't get me wrong, I liked the court scene. I liked that. I liked the court scene. That was good. The reboot, I'm kind of with the nostalgia critic on that thing, going, it's not great, but it's not bad or anything.
I thought it was all right.
It's kind of inoffensive. I mean, granted, it's got all those problems, and it's bad with comedy and the be-all, end-all ruination of the Ghostbusters franchise that people were overreacting to.
Thank you kindly.
And I do think you can not like something that other people like, and not be a sexist, racist, homophobe, or anything. Not everything is going to be to your taste.
Right. I read that for a sub-quest I need to go south in the wasteland.
Because someone's put a thing going, are you actually fucking kidding me now? Ghostbusters gets rebooted. Calm down, you fucking man-babies. The original movies still exist. Ghostbusters sequel to the originals gets announced. Oh my god, they're trying to erase the women's. But no, the movies are still going to be there. They're still there. It's not like they're taking the movie. If anything, I should be more pissed that I can't find an actual copy of most of Leslie Nielsen's movies. I don't think they've suddenly taken him out of circulation, I hope.
Surf Ninjas.
I was more looking for Dracula Dead and Loving It, and also an odd one, but one of my personal guilty pleasures, Repossessed.
Oh yeah, that one.
I told my mother-in-law about it because she loves Leslie Nielsen, but she hasn't seen that. She hasn't even seen Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Oh god!
But she saw some of the things,
but
she still keeps laughing every time she hears the "Father, may I" joke.
Oh, what about the surname joke?
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so you know,
Yeah.
I'm maybe a bit rusty here.
Yeah. Well, it's they were just. It's like one of the kids didn't like their surname, and then the father was like, "Well,
Oh yeah,
surnames."
I remember saying what the surnames were based off the jobs they had. So Baker made bread, yeah, and such did this, yeah. What about John Hancock? There were obviously some exceptions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the new Ghostbusters is going to have like 4 teenagers in the leads. They're going to be 2 boys and 2 girls.
You know, the 90s is happening again, and I'm not sure if it's the good kind or the bad kind, but it's it's definitely not the whole censorship problem we had.
Will the teenagers have attitude?
Well, who
Don't you
knows?
fucking dare do what I think they're going to do.
What?
They are not going to fight. If they're teenager with attitude, I'm just telling you this right now before you preemptively say some stupid shit, Ollie. They are not going to suddenly get new costumes and not going to fight the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in a giant robot made to fight ghosts.
Why not? I want...
Okay, now I say it out loud, it certainly sounds fucking hilarious.
Well, 2 of the Ghostbusters have confirmed they might be in it.
Yeah.
One is well, one of them is pretty obvious, Dan Aykroyd, because of course he does. He doesn't do much nowadays.
And I'm just looking at this tweet because the person who's wrote it clearly has some bias, because he said, "I haven't forgotten what you cunts did to James Rolfe over his thought over what happened when the last Ghostbusters came out."
And the other one is.
I do remember that whole thing. That was uncalled for. He just said he wasn't going to review it because he could not, because he said he didn't think it was fair as a fan of the old Ghostbusters to watch the new one and review it, because he'd be constantly comparing it to the original and he didn't think that would be fair on the new movie.
That's fair.
So he was going to let other people do it. So then the people who supported the new Ghostbusters movie then decided to make comments about a dead wife and things, and then literally start making actual death threats on him for not reviewing it.
Yeah. And the other Ghostbuster is Ernie Hudson. Yeah.
We've got to thank Ghostbusters though, simply for no, you know what one of the previous actors has said about one of the actors from the new Ghostbusters has said about the reboot, the third one being made. Her actual quote is like, "It's something that Trump would do." What the fuck does that even mean?
Trump would put himself in the main role.
Yeah, they're saying that they're making basically the actresses from the reboot aren't happy that the third one is being made at all, so they decided to attack it. And one of them, I can't remember her name. Basically, her tweet came across, just literally said, compared the movie being made, saying making it is something Trump would do.
No, it isn't.
That's like, why?
No, Trump would make it about himself fighting the Democrats.
No, remember that Viz comic I had at one point where they were going to make where they did that whole thing where Kim Jong-un stole the Statue of Liberty and he was going to make the Statue of Liberty stand over New York or something and moon everybody. And then Donald Trump drove to Mexico to have them make giant pants and then take them to cover the Statue of Liberty to protect its dignity. All the time, by the way, referring to the Mexicans as rapists.
Yeah.
Because they were going to charge me $500, but I got those rapists down to $450.
You know.
God damn.
Right, let's head off to that sub-quest marker. Like
We're gonna
the markers
build a
on these.
wall. It's gonna be a great wall. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think the actress was Leslie. Something I can't remember the last name.
Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
He
yeah,
does
she
realise
said
that most illegal immigrants come in by plane and overstay their visas, right?
Yeah. No, he doesn't get that. But yeah, it's Leslie saying that the new Ghostbusters film, it's like something Trump would do.
It's not
No.
really.
And naturally, the responses to this are along the lines of, you had your chance and it didn't work, #sour grapes, someone's jealous, are you fucking kidding me meme, she mustn't have watched her own movie. But
It's
I
like
want to be a
something.
ghost. Oh, they put the JJ meme in. Someone had to put the JJ meme in.
Yeah.
And someone's put the old Charlie in the Chocolate Factory and go, I want to be a Ghostbuster, Daddy. Also, Jason Reitman said that he didn't knock the reboot, and he said he hoped there is some more, but with it being a box office fail, it's harder to get a sequel.
Yeah.
If I sound very pissed, it's because I am.
I am not a villain.
And someone else has put, oh, this will be the article that makes the film a success.
No, it won't.
Well, someone's gonna make that bold claim, and you know it'll be lost in the ether anyway. So even if the film isn't a success, it's lost to the ether. No one will remember it. And if the movie does become a success, it'll be their little thing of going, hee, I called it. Even though there'll be no correlation between the two, we both know that. Well, we all know that. I mean, I know Trump's the punching bag now, and that's kind of the thing that we deal with now.
You know why?
Look, I still stick with the whole. I still think it's sad. I agree with Jonathan Pye's thing on when it says Trump is so bad that that Oprah being the president sounds like a good idea purely because she's not Trump. But we shouldn't be giving the politics to fucking TV personalities. Might as well give the prime minister. They might as well give the prime minister position to Scooby fucking Doo.
Oh, Gordon the Gopher.
But you know why people voted for Trump?
There are many reasons they didn't vote for Trump, that they voted for Trump, but part of it was because there wasn't really much of a choice, and unfortunately Hillary Clinton offered no palpable changes. She was literally the establishment.
Well, those, and
More people
another
voted
reason
for
is...
her, though.
Yeah. But another reason is that people have lost faith in politicians. So much faith is that they are willing to vote for just anyone.
Well, yeah. The thing is, there's no reason to trust them. That's one of the problems we're having up in Scotland, is the fact that the SNP are like the only party that do not seem to have ulterior motives or are not working with what is supposed to be their opposition. I had this little talk with Ollie last night, and even he doesn't think a lot of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the Labour leader up here telling people to vote for the Tories. That makes no fucking sense.
Oh, I've unlocked more of the map.
Nice.
Rubber. Magnetic stone. A stone!
We don't know. Oh god, we are in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. That is actually appropriate.
We don't know, but they're
The
everywhere.
event. Frightening animals.
Do not imagine the event happening again. A stone! A stone! We don't know, but they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Frightening animals. So,
Well,
is blaming Trump for comparing everything to Trump going to be just like everyone comparing everybody to Hitler,
yeah, basically.
without any understanding of the context and of just because someone happens to say support play a video game owned by EA and suddenly you play an EA game, you're worse than Hitler. Is it suddenly going to be you play a game that was made by Activision Blizzard, you're worse than Trump? I'd like to iterate, say what the fuck you want about me, but at least I'm not as orange as Trump.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm a little bit more burgundy.
Apparently, in Family Guy recently, Peter Griffin had a fight with Donald Trump. Like a
Sure, why
chicken
the
fight
fuck
sort
not?
of thing. I saw the lead up to it.
Technically speaking, Peter is a Mexican.
I saw the lead up to it, and Trump said, "If I'm such a screw up, how come I'm a billionaire?" He says, "Oh please, you're worth 700 million tops, and most of that's borrowed or tied up and underwater. That's why you don't release your tax returns. You're cash poor." Say that again, I dare you. You are cash poor. And then they start a fight. Oh, and every time something touches Trump's face, some of the orange comes off his face onto whatever touched it. Now, I haven't been probably into Family Guy for a long time now, but
Look, I've been out of it for a while because
yeah. Yeah.
the guy who thinks he can write but really he can't, and he's a massive fucking hypocrite.
Brian used to be what he
don't
thinks
get me
he
wrong.
is now.
I mean, Quagmire's dissection of him was pretty much exactly what was wrong with Brian now compared to what he was when he first turned up.
Yeah. Like, Brian is if he thought he was the person he was when he first turned up, but is actually an incompetent douchebag. And also a creep.
There's that saying, you're constantly hitting on your best friend's wife. That guy pays for your dry food, and this is how you treat him. You say you want women for their brains, and let's face it, you've seen what happens when he dated a woman who was intellectually superior to him. He couldn't fucking take it.
Yeah.
You date bimbo. You say you want women for their minds, although you only ever date bimbos. Yeah, I date women for their bodies, but at least I'm honest about it. Stewie's kind of just... No, I preferred Stewie when he was just a highly intelligent, evil baby, and the gay jokes have gotten a bit too...
Actually, I saw an episode on Now TV yesterday where he goes to a psychiatrist's office played by Ian McKellen, and he actually mentions the world domination thing.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that I stopped watching after a certain point, and it's been about 3 or 4 years since I've watched, so maybe there's been some advancement and everything, but I haven't been privy to watching it, so if my
Nor have I,
information seems a
really,
bit out
but...
of date, if my information seems completely out of date and there's updates, that's all cool and everything. I'm more than willing to accept that maybe some things have changed, and my opinion might be outdated and obsolete mule, as it were.
Well, apparently Seth MacFarlane's off the writing team.
Well, he's been wanting to get off it for a while because he's wanting to go and do his own Star Trek reboot, which he's kind of done. If the guy's happy with what he's doing now, then
Yeah, like...
who am I to tell him no?
if Seth MacFarlane is sick of doing it, and to be honest, I wouldn't blame him. Like, anything you do for that long is gonna grate on you.
Well, look, the thing is that the South Park worked for as long as it did, because it started off as dark humour, and then I like to think of season 4, 5, and 6 as the feeling out period, where they're still trying to figure out what to do with themselves. So if you notice, they take a lot of fucking risks by adding new characters to the group, getting rid of Kenny, and just adding a load of things in before they finally settled on mocking current day events. And then it got to the point where they can continue to mock the modern world because the modern world is doing stupid shit all the time, and that means there's always fresh material. Whereas shows like Family Guy did for a while devolved into just the same random cutaway joke that didn't really add substance to anything. It became, and I don't want to use this whole term at all, but Vince Russo-esque writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russo-esque.
It became Russo. Yeah, Russo. I mean, you know what I mean. Russo's entire problem when it came to writing wrestling was that he didn't like the wrestling aspect. He liked trash TV like Jerry Springer, random jokes, and it just so happened that Vince McMahon's humor, when he was working WWE, we found out that Vince's favourite humour is toilet jokes. Basically, he finds farts funny.
The Terrence and Phillip effect.
Yeah, he's basically a walking Terrence and Phillip thing. I'm sure if you actually showed him Terrence and Phillip, he'd piss himself laughing and ask why it wasn't a show on its own. Then start imitating the jokes with his family, which would make things awkward. If he goes, "Hey Linda, would you like a flower?" "Sure, Vince." "Well, here's a tulip." Ah, ha, ha, ha.
But how would he respond when he finds out that Terrence and Phillip are Canadian?
Oh God.
"I didn't screw Terrence and Phillip. Terrence and Phillip screwed Terrence and Phillip. Yeah." That's your answer. Keep in mind, Vince also thinks racism is funny to a ridiculous degree. He thinks abusing women is still hilarious to a degree. It took Jim Cornette talking to both Vince, Russo, and McMahon to convince them to not do a miscarriage angle. Which they ended up doing later anyway, after Russo was long gone from the company, but, the point was that Vince Russo's writing made no sense a lot of the time, and it was just, made for shock value if nothing else, and that was what a lot of Family Guy's writing was very similar to. That the cutaway jokes didn't actually mean a damn thing, and, well, the Cleveland show, I hate to say it, but what the Cleveland show was attempting to do, the Boondocks did a much better job of. Which I think Seth MacFarlane was a bit sour about, because when they did bring Cleveland back, some people made the comment that maybe Stewie would start hanging out with the kids from the Cleveland show. His response was to them existing was, "Yeah, keep away from me, you walking Boondocks ripoff." Yeah, when Rollo tried to talk to Stewie, Stewie's literal response was, "Yeah, keep away from me, you Boondocks wannabe." Because the Boondocks is a very bad dark critique of black culture in general, apparently. That's what it's meant to be, yet everyone only remembers Uncle Ruckus. Or Martin Luther King getting very, very, very angry at seeing what black culture actually is now after he's got out of prison. And his response is he doesn't want to be around it because the television is terrible. He doesn't think that Michael Jackson should be considered a music genre. And he says, "I'm not going to sit here and deal with it with any of you people. I'm fucking off to Canada."
Yeah. The difference between the Cleveland show and the Boondocks is that Cleveland Show was written by a bunch of white people.
It's not just that. It wasn't it wasn't their race wasn't necessarily the issue. It was the fact it was their lack of understanding of the race they were trying to critique, they were trying to mock. And the fact that the characters, I mean, when they did bring Cleveland back, they did have all the characters basically shit all over him. When he came back, it's like, they went, okay, we need to talk about the show that you had. And he goes, yeah, I'm prepared for literally everything. Let's see what you've got. And Cleveland pretty much ripped off the entire thing and said that their bear was so crap that the guy who voiced him didn't even stay around for more than one season. They went, hey, it's hard to play a cartoon bear. And went, yeah, well, Ted managed it, and you couldn't.
That's a bit harsh to Jess Harnell.
Yeah, and then afterwards, when it's all over, Peter picks up a load of Family Guy DVDs and drops them in front of Cleveland. He goes, here's what we've been doing while you've been gone, only these have jokes and are funny. I mean, they did do an entire thing. I think the funniest thing they've done since he came back was there was one where Peter was part of the neighborhood watch and he shot Rollo.
Oh.
And this became an issue because he thought he was trying to break into the house, but he just had his earphones on and he hadn't got his key, so he was trying to break in through the window. So it was an accident. Though then Carter Pewishman gets involved because he now thinks that Peter is one of his people. So they try and make it out that Cleveland Jr. is basically a thug because of his skin colour, and it's the way the court case goes where like they say, do you know how to hold a gun, and then they hand him a gun, and as soon as he holds it they go, he's got a gun. And Cleveland falls out with Peter over the entire thing because they are literally using race as an excuse to make the victim into the actual criminal.
Oh yeah, I just looked it up. Seth MacFarlane did the voice for the bear first, but then when he went off to do Ted, Jess Harnell took over.
Yeah. And then of course they shit all over all the other characters in there. Like you had a midget pervert. Yeah, it had midget Quagmire. Oh, and then they mentioned the redneck. I went, yeah, really, really good representation of white people there. Well done. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will say one of the best Cleveland Show things they did was Ric Flair.
Yeah. Now, I actually liked the Cleveland Show on the whole. I thought it was quite funny.
I didn't like it as much as Family Guy, and I didn't think as a whole, I just didn't think it worked as well. Because it was just too much I think it was too much like Family Guy to a degree. It wasn't trying to be its own thing, though granted I will say it gave Cleveland a bit more than Family Guy would have ever given him. But overall it just didn't, I don't think it had the strength to last as long as it did. And clearly, well, ratings showed it didn't do very well after that.
Although I did kind of like American Dad.
American Dad is probably the best.
It is the best
thing. It is the best thing Seth MacFarlane has made. I remember when I first got it, and I brought it to school, and we watched it for a bit. And I think the one thing that one of my classmates kept laughing at was Stan jumping. The intro when Stan jumps out the bed and starts doing Hulk Hogan poses, which would be funnier when Hulk Hogan actually turned up.
Yeah.
But Roger is the very thing that keeps that show. Kept that show fresh for me.
What about Klaus?
Klaus was the namesake of my best friend at school's goldfish because of that show. Purely because he found the joke when Stan isn't around and Steve decides that he doesn't want Stan as his dad anymore and he's looking for protection. Oh, what the hell, 6 bubbles. Don't tell your mother. I don't get me wrong, Klaus was brilliant because of how depressed and everything he was. I loved the one where Roger goes off to the military Because the thing is that Klaus actually has ideas to fix everyone's problems because everyone in the house lies to each other. Like, Stan has never eaten a single one of Francine's meals because she can't fucking cook. And, yeah, when
Inbred
he
dinner
turns out...
wolves!
Yeah, the inbred dinner wolves. I did also like the fact that Roger's Sergeant persona is called Sergeant Pepper. I also like the fact that Stan's hero was actually Roger when he was basically playing hockey, and he was the only person on the team on steroids. I'll kill your families. What, the team was on steroids? No, just me.
These crocodiles. Oh my god.
I like wine. And of course, I loved the Decider episode.
Oh yeah.
The Decider episode was just... It was just the perfect thing, because they've done a few things with Roger and Stan, and I like how they've subtly thrown in bits of his past, like where Roger came from.
Yeah.
When Jeff got kidnapped. And Jeff now has his own Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is just... What? I can't remember which one it is. I don't think it's R. Kelly. I think it's Seal. I think. Where it turned out Roger cheated on the Emperor of his entire race. Oh, honey, can we be adults about this? Because I can't. And the whole him being a crash test dummy. I'm the Decider. To the human who finds this craft, please disregard it. We're dedicated to looking after our customers. The alien inside was just a crash test dummy who probably died on impact, and Stan just won't stop laughing the entire time back home. The sad thing is, Liz actually did that to me at one point.
What?
That whole Stan laugh thing, where he's laughing all the way from Roswell all the way back home. Liz did that to me once, where she laughed for like an entire 2 hours at me.
Why?
But basically, her grandma called from the States.
Yeah.
And I picked up the phone, and I have this habit of answering the phone and just saying something in a joking, just as a joke. So I picked it up and then I said, "Hello, Aberfoyle Vasectomy Clinic. You bring 'em, we snip 'em." She got confused as hell, and I realised it was...
Damn, I was just imagining my Sunday truck thing. Oh, I forgot about those. I'm sorry. I'd have waited.
You are?
Yeah. Seb streams Euro Truck Simulator every Sunday.
Oh.
You basically, it's actually surprisingly fun for what it is, but you basically play as a trucker, but the radio stations in the truck are actual radio stations in Europe that you can tune into. Like, so basically they've integrated the actual radio into a game rather than, and it's quite a novelty.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'd never actually spoken to or met her grandma. That was my first time ever speaking to her. Keeping in mind, her grandma was like in her 90s.
Oh, I missed the turn.
So when I found out it wasn't Margaret or Margie, but it was actually Liz's grandma, I was like, oh shit. And then I could hear her go, "Is Elizabeth there?" in like an American accent. I went, "Liz, I think it's for you." And then, so she gets the phone, finds out it's her grandma. Thankfully, her grandma didn't understand a word I was saying because she can't understand British people, apparently. Go figure. And I feel completely embarrassed about the entire thing, and Liz won't stop laughing when she puts the phone down. So we go take the dogs for a walk. So we're taking the dogs for a walk, and we're going all the way up the path, and she's pissing herself laughing the entire time, only stopping once to take her inhaler, and then laughing again, until we get to the point where we have to turn around and bring the dogs back. Then she laughs all the way back home, all the way when we're taking the leads and all of the jackets off the dogs because it was cold, all the way until we sat down.
Oh, and thankfully
She
the
literally-
comments are working. And Seb asked, when did she realise it wasn't a vasectomy clinic? I don't think she realised that that was what Sam was saying.
Yeah, she didn't actually understand what I was saying. That was the humorous part, was that she actually didn't know what I'd said. It didn't help that that is my only conversation with her, ever, because she died a...
It would appear you were right not to sign up. It would appear so, yeah. Lee let me know over Facebook that the game night had been cancelled. Hello there, Pete. Oh, everyone's here. Well, not quite everyone.
Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Look at all this
The
shit.
event. The event.
The event was cancelled. The show finished last night. Oh, how did it go, Pete? I'm gonna do the truck stream after this is over if you guys want to watch. I'll stick my head in there.
It's Kensho's obligation to decrease the population.
Yeah.
To cut off their circulation. For the good of all the nation.
Yeah.
I'll kill you. Merciful execution.
I hate bloody shoes. Whenever someone's found unconscious on the ground, found unconscious in the desert, the response of everyone walking by is take his bloody shoes.
Crucifying strike.
I can imagine Quentin Tarantino directing a film version of this. Yeah.
Keep him away.
Yeah.
It's okay, it's a Hatari Hanzo sword.
Yeah, just call me on Skype and you can be on the show.
Remember that Seth MacFarlane cartoon where Quentin Tarantino does a circumcision with a Hatari Hanzo sword? And he's like stabbing and slicing and everything, and he still does it perfect.
Yes.
Stop crying, you're like Uma Thurman. Oh, why am I called the bride? Why didn't I get a name? And I'm like, shut up, bitch. When Bill shot her in the head, he killed her identity. It's fucking metaphorical.
Yeah.
I still like to remember remember that thing of Uma Thurman in The Fifth Element, watch it going on the internet and then seeing Sonic porn and it freaking her out.
That wasn't even Furman.
Oh, look who it is, Ian.
Shit.
Yes.
I am bad at this.
Heck of a car. Real heck of a car.
Yeah, this is what, see, Ian, this is why you're the person who goes to the actors and I'm the, I'm just the comment guy.
Are you interested in this buggy?
It's Malcolm McDowell.
Yep. What was his price for this quest?
A packet of quavers.
Yep.
A packet of quavers and a
She's
topic.
real well maintained, see? Once I noticed, I just couldn't look away. So who's responsible for this little buggy? One of the mechanic boys, eh?
Yes.
The kid with the hair. I have to say, are you...
Yes.
You know, yes indeed, he's my apprentice. I gave him that book, you know, he worked under me for about 10 years. He had a real knack, but he just didn't have the attention span for it. He gave up and left these parts. I'm long retired, but they used to call me a legend.
You want me to play a grimy old man? Okay,
The Like a Worm's original.
I'll do it for a toffee crisp.
I'll do it for a Freddo. And a Taz bar.
And a packet of Monster Munch.
And
Though I may have to up it to a bag. I may have to. I don't have any topics. Well, I guess I could up the price to a packet of Space Raiders.
And a lion bar and a
Anyone
pepperoni.
remember Space Raiders? Am I the only person who used to eat those goddamn things?
What?
Glad you're still acting, Pete. Yeah. Malcolm McDowell needs a role in the shitty direct-to-video movie so that he can get non-tatty clothes.
But instead of taking actual money, he takes various confectionaries.
Because he has a problem with money.
The problem is, when I go to Scotland, they only ever pay me in red cola and tablets.
Now, the problem with money is that I gamble all of it.
I'm like that Jim Sterling fellow, only I don't buy bogglings and pogs.
Oh, and what was the,
Ooh, look at this. What? I found something on the floor. Is it money? No, better. It's a Milky Way.
find
Yeah,
the
some
treasure
people are
box
happy when they
across the
find a 50p. Some people are happy to find a gobstopper.
I'm starving. And I gambled all my money away, and I am constantly in
I remember
debt.
giving you Mr. Pickles' joke near Ollie at one point to describe Seb. Remember the superhero guy and his obsession with getting that sour candy and sticking it up his ass?
Gee, Malcolm McDowell sure acting kooky. Kooky? I wish I had a kooky.
Ha-cha-cha.
Ah, blue. That's probably very tough bad guys.
Ah. You've got a pat.
I
you've got dog
reckon
food.
Stanley
Is it butchers?
Kubrick introduced him to underground poker scene
Are
in
they
that
wearing-
area.
Are they wearing tracksuits?
No,
Paul,
Ian, tracksuits
we
is
don't
your
know.
weakness. Just like we joked yesterday, that the mob would easily be able to defeat your Spider-Man as long as they got out of their uniforms and were wearing tracksuits. Then you're completely fucked. It's the equivalent of when Clark Kent takes off his suit and becomes Superman.
Oh shit.
This looks like a job for the tracksuit boys. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bicycle repair man.
Ah yes, bicycle repairman. And remember that Monty Python sketch where those blancmange aliens keep turning English people into Scottish people just so that England can never win Wimbledon?
Yeah.
And it's known in Hollywood, most big directors won't touch him, as in Malcolm McDowell, but all the shitty movie makers take advantage of him.
You want to be on television, Malcolm? Well, you need to negotiate. We'll give you half a packet. We'll give you half a packet of Monster Munch, and some walkers, and some oysters. Oh, and some shooters.
in execution.
I'm not a fan of chewing. Do you have any Frutella? This is just going to be a whole thing of us naming all confections.
Alright.
Oh, I don't like these Hershey's. Weird. So, at least the old Kit Kat hasn't changed. Except for that, when I was in the tester though, I did have a rose Kit Kat. Interesting. I was curious to buy some of the Japanese ones at some point, the satay flavoured ones and the green tea flavoured ones.
Malcolm, we want you to play a magical leprechaun in a children's B movie. Oh, what's the pay? The pay, Malcolm, is a payday.
Yeah, but what is this payday? No, an actual payday. The candy bar.
Yeah.
And I'll do. Oh, okay, I'll do it. But I also request a double decker.
Has anyone tried a payday?
I don't believe I have.
I had it. I bought it in like Sainsbury's a while back. Because they have a section of American confectionery. And the thing is, they say it's a chocolate bar, but there's more peanuts in it than chocolate. It's like...
Have you ever had a Charleston chew?
No.
I see them around, but I've never eaten one.
Yeah. The thing is with paydays, it's just that it's like you leave a child. It's like you're making some confectionery with a child, and you say, "Oh, I've got to pop out for a bit, but can you put some peanuts in the thing? But don't go mad." And when you come back, they have gone mad.
It completely in.
Yeah, so it's like a smidgen of like chocolate and caramel, but with loads of peanuts on top. That is what a payday is.
That sounds ridiculous.
But it's still nice though, even though it does make you go a bit thirsty.
Oh, he destroyed his hands. Now alone time is useless.
Oh, a treasure map.
Maybe it'll lead us to an entire... Oh god, I'm suddenly being reminded of this one Viz comic where a bunch of pirates are after ice cream. And they start kidnapping people, and they go and walk the planet and get treasure maps to buried treasure that is literally just like an entire load of ice lollies that have melted because they've been on a fucking desert island.
I kept one of the treasure maps from the fence. Oh, that's cool.
The name Charleston Chew makes me laugh, because for some reason I think it's because of Richard Nixon. Yeah. That's why I remember it as well. But I've ran into it I've ran into the thing several times. I've also run into a Butterfinger quite a few times. And recently, just so you know, Liz's mom got a load of American candies for Liz, mainly because Liz has this whole thing about s'mores. It has to be very specific. It has to use graham crackers, as well as marshmallow and chocolate, or it's not a true s'mores. I bet you're pissed off and led to Pizza Hut. Oh, God. You know there's still Burger Kings up here.
Yeah, there's still Burger Kings around. Yeah.
I honestly had not seen one in 20 years.
Yeah, Burger King's still a thing.
It's still weird to me.
So, Malcolm, what did you get for Doomsday? Oh, I only got a drumstick. One measly little drumstick.
I need to eat or I'll die.
Because people don't trust me with money, and I don't...
I left her for 5 minutes and she spent 50 quid on sweets. I know you can make a Jim Sterling joke there as well, Ollie, of that whole thing when he went, I'll give you your money, but I've spent it all on sweets.
Hey, Mike. Mike's here.
What?
Mike's here.
Mike?
Oh. Oh, wait, no, I can just hitch a ride back to the village from that guy.
Michael!
Yes, hey, Michael.
Hey.
Michael!
Wow, we actually have the original Born to be Mild here.
Yes, all of the really big shoes, as we called ourselves.
Oh yeah, all of the really big shoes.
I think I can fast travel just about anywhere now. Cool.
God. Oh God, talk about having a nostalgia trip.
I'm okay, thanks, but it's been a boring day, to be honest. Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
Oh.
Well, this is turning into a fun stream.
It is. It's probably the most. It's probably the most we've had in a while.
Yes.
And let's face it, you're just killing time really until Kingdom Hearts, and I'm killing time till Resident Evil.
Yes.
Well, it's back to Malcolm McDowell.
I don't have a lot of...
and him.
I'm getting old.
The really big shoes and Jack.
I don't... and me, yep, the really big shoes, yeah, and Jack. I'd say Jack counts. He did a kryptonite factor with us. Yeah, Jack, you're one of... You are one of the team. I'm sure we would have had Ian on the show if we knew him back then too. Oh, definitely.
Well,
in fact,
yeah,
we should. We should get on Skype and do one.
I don't know. Do we have to really activate the machine?
Oh, God. I still have the implants. Don't say that.
What? Activate the machine?
Ah! Fuck.
Keep jumping and screaming every time I say activate the machine.
Ah! Stop saying that.
Yes.
Say what?
That.
What?
I can't say it.
Well, how can I say it if you won't tell me what it is? You know, all I said was activate the machine. I'm starting to think there's a connection here. But I'll get to it. I'll figure it out if my cat's name isn't Gareth Thaddeus Congreve.
Yeah.
Even his glasses look bad. I'm glad I met you, kid. Now that car's future is in your hands, and I can get back to making pot pie.
You cannot have my pot pie. Now where are my chocolate buttons?
Oh God, chocolate! Oh God! Oh God! I can't believe it! I found my old treasure chest. What's in there? Oh, you won't believe the treasures. There's magic stars. Remember the old adverts? I was the chocolate monster. Yummy, yummy, magic stars for my tummy.
Malcolm McDowell. I used to think pot pie was pie with cannabis in, like how you put it in brownies.
Of course you fucking did.
Oh my no.
A glacier mint.
Huh. There's a sub-quest in Highland Village. Let's go.
Highland, you see.
Malcolm McDowell
Highland
appeared in
Village.
South Park as a British person. Yeah, that's true. Do you remember that episode of South Park with the Charles Dickens thing? I'm a British person. That was Malcolm McDowell.
They paid me Twinkies.
They paid me in Twinkies and Kit Kats. Oh God, that was the biggest payday I had was when they gave me a mountain of Smarties. I swam in those Smarties for days.
So what did you get for a Clockwork Orange? They gave me money. That was before my huge gambling debt.
I got so much money that I started gambling. Because I wanted more money, you see. For sweets. But then I found, why work for money for sweets when I can work for sweets? I cut out the middleman of carrying money around so that I can work entirely for sweets.
He blew all of his Clockwork Orange money in vain. So it would be the best time for me to appear in a podcast. I'm.
He blew all his Clockwork Orange money in Vegas.
Oh, sorry, the comments are coming a bit fast. I've missed some of them.
Yeah. He blew all his Clockwork Orange money in Vegas. The biggest payday he had was an actual payday. Wow. Are you the only person who suffers from this? No, I have I had a father who had a sad obsession with gambling, and then he spent most of his life spending all of his money on cereal. I still remember the days finding him hunched up in the kitchen, eating Frosties. Isn't that right? The Cocoa Pops Chimera. It's delicious and it wants to die.
I should go back to cleaning some.
This hand's really kicking up.
I gotta do some laundry. Don't go too far. Nothing to do.
I'll take a minute.
From our friends at Kellogg's.
The cornflakes homunculus.
This hand's
Right, where?
Huh?
Ah, Kentaro, I heard the whole story. Oh. Alright. Can't go that way. Mustn't go that way. Mustn't hurt the precious. Indeed, you have only including my comment.
Oh, you can't go down that road.
Orcs.
Malcolm, is that you again?
It looks like impoverished Revolver Ocelot.
Here they call me the Rhinestone Cowboy, but your mother knows me as Funkmaster McGee.
Alright, quick question for for everyone. What is the most embarrassing way to die that you can think of?
Falling off a bridge, being impaled right through by a spear dildo right in front of your best friends and your family, who just so happen to be having a very conservative Christian banquet.
Right.
Choking on a rich tea while having tea.
But if you put a rich tea biscuit within a centimetre of tea, it will disintegrate.
The world will explode and Nazis will start riding dinosaurs and shit.
Ken!
Customised.
It's Dante Basco.
No, not Dante bloody Bosco again.
Why not? He's doing a lot better than Malcolm McDowell.
Block of
Granted.
silver. Pros. Oh,
They
I'm-
pay Dante with money.
When you're doing better than Malcolm McDowell, everything is kind of a step up.
Ken!
Rufio, Rufio, Rufio.
Oh. Boil dripping beef fart sniffing bubble butt. Well, if I'm such a maggot burger, why don't you just eat me?
Oh,
I need 2 more blocks of gold and a load more plastic. These car parts. Swear to God.
Patch Adams.
Oh, remember the film Doomsday?
I actually don't know, sadly.
It's a zombie apocalypse film and has Malcolm McDowell in it.
Oh God.
And basically it's like England has fallen into a zombie apocalypse and they have to flee to Scotland at some point.
Who makes a car out of plastic and gold? I know.
And Scotland is run by Malcolm McDowell. And
That
all
makes
his...
way too much sense.
Yeah, and
Right,
everyone in Scotland's wearing like medieval armour and that.
Again, makes a certain degree of sense.
And apparently, the guy that the director originally wanted was Sean Connery, but he couldn't convince him to come out of retirement, so they just chose Malcolm McDowell instead.
Of course, it has Malcolm McDowell in every movie with a budget of less than £8,000 has Malcolm McDowell. Right, I'm going to the most dangerous part of the wastes to get the best materials and level up some, maybe. Some movies, but Sean Connery agreed to We criticised Malcolm McDowell's choice of movies, but Sean Connery agreed to Zardos. This is true.
And let's not forget he did The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's true, he did.
And that was what caused his retirement.
Power of Africa will not let you die.
The thing was, if you read the original comic, his character wasn't even the leader.
You're dead, Jimmy boy. You're a bucker of boys. Go fuck RuPaul. Show, the prodigal son has returned. We're gonna go choke on some semen, you son of a bitch. Damn. Oh, who is the deep voice guy speaking with you and Sam? I don't think we've met. Michael. This is Ian. Ian's a very good friend of mine that I met at college. And over the last few years we've rekindled our friendship effectively, because we haven't spoken in so goddamn long. And then he just started joining me and Ollie in a few of our streams, and he's kind of become one of the group.
How you doing?
He's also very good at voices. Our resident thespian.
Oh god, he even played the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh god. Oh yeah, remember that thing I told you about when Tumblr basically banned all porn? Someone's got a picture of Smithers in that strip club, and it's got all the strippers basically, and basically it's got all the strippers dancing in front of Smithers, and Smithers has Tumblr for a face. Ah. Yes. Alright, you eggs talking proper English in time for
Okay, if I'm not careful, this fight might actually prove to be a challenge.
Oh, and his role in Teen Titans, he actually did get paid money.
Oh god, so he wasn't paid in quavers.
But, he gambled it away.
Of course he fucking did.
And that's why he didn't return to the role. in Teen Titans Go, apparently.
In hindsight, there was a new flavor of quaintness.
Oh god, who can forget his role in Silent Hill Revelation?
Must
I
we
wonder if
really
anyone's
do
made a
this?
soundboard of
Must we?
Tommy. What?
Ian, you dare speak of that movie, including Malcolm McDowell? You have some goddamn nerve.
Sorry, I hate both those films. They should never be mentioned.
I know, but even so.
Okay, moving on. he was in one of the Home Alone movies.
Yeah. Home Alone 5, I believe.
Yeah, Home Alone, the holiday heist. Guess they couldn't bring back Tim Curry.
No.
Apparently not.
And I wonder if anyone's made a soundboard of Tommy Wiseau and done a prank call with him.
I wonder if Malcolm McDowell would star in a film with Tommy Wiseau.
Right, Ian, we need you to find a place that sells some very good exotic crisps or sweets of some kind, and we'll see if we can get Malcolm McDowell to team up with Tommy Wiseau. Hey, doggy.
Tim Curry is like Malcolm McDowell with standards.
No. You do not put Tim Curry and Malcolm McDowell in the same sentence. I mean, granted, Malcolm McDowell is a good actor. He just gets shit work.
Yeah, I mean, putting them together, putting them in the same sentence, like ketchup with lobster. What ketchup with lobster? I can't.
So, Tim Curry is the greatest actor who ever lived. The greatest actor in the universe, I would go as far as I say. Fuck Laurence Olivier. It's Tim Curry, bitch.
It's not easy having a good time. Even smiling makes my face ache.
Let's see. Oh, he's in a film called American Satan.
Well,
He
they
plays
have to have if they have a Canadian devil, they have to have an American devil.
Yeah. He apparently plays a guy called Mr. Capricorn, aka the Devil.
Well, Jim Carrey and Malcolm McDowell almost played Scar in The Lion King. Oh, I see you quiver with fear.
I see you shiver. Oh. Long live the king.
Hey, Uncle
And
Scott.
you can't have any of my pot pie.
Hey, Uncle Scott. Will I like the surprise? I didn't make it for you.
I didn't take it. Yo! Oh my god, oh my god, I've just thought Shang Tsung really is Frankenfurter. He did.
Yeah. I don't like. She carries the Shao Kahn seal of approval.
Oh,
You know what?
Melina!
Shall we go and bartend for a bit?
Let's go bartend. We all need some drinks. Speaking of, I might get some in for this weekend if we're going to be doing watching the Royal Rumble.
Only.
Hey,
Going to
I
bartend,
see.
equips crossbow.
Going to bartend, equips crossbow. I unequipped the crossbow and equipped the cocktail shaker thing.
And
Gives
he's
you
playing
more-
the bartender as well.
Yeah. Hello. Yes. Yes.
Ah, Hans. Hello, he wants a fruity drink.
Always a pleasure.
Sailor.
And you can't have any of my pot pie.
There we go. I think I'll order a
Certainly.
fruity drink. Accidentally hit the home button. Come on. This is knackering. Ah.
I didn't make
His head looks so small. It does. To save mice.
Yuria. Eternal.
I took this bartender job for a dime bar.
Die.
Excuse me, have you ever had a dime bar? Nope. Would you mind trying one? Nope.
Oh god, yeah, the
Welcome.
armadillo adverts. Would you like it? No, I likes armadillos.
Armadillos.
Rob wants a strong drink.
You're rather thick, really, aren't you?
If Quirrell got drunk, would Voldemort be drunk too? I don't know.
Certainly.
Actually, that was pointed out in a very
I
popular
ordered
musical.
shaken, not stirred.
I remember when Seb tried to order a drink shaken, not stirred, and they just looked at him like he'd shit himself.
You are already drunk.
Yes! Listen to what he says. Mix up.
Delish.
He went, you are already drunk.
Welcome.
Hi. Hi there. Hi there. Hi there.
Ah. Alright. Extra
Certainly.
dry. Oh, thank God.
Chip, 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 chip.
Oh my god. Death Race 2050.
Hooked 100 proof rush.
Now, that's the one that's made in gin, blood, and porcupine shit, without the gin. Would Voldemort climax as well? I need answers. No, you don't. Nobody needs that question answered. The bartender, rank A. You get stories and sub-stories from bartending, so let's do one more, see if anything comes of it. One more shift.
Welcome. Hear me out.
Alright, Kyle. I hate Mondays. I'd like something sweet to drink off the work.
Certainly.
Hokuto! 100 shake rush!
Shining shot of death.
What if Quirrell did get late though? What would he do?
Good stuff.
We don't know and we don't need to know. That looks so wrong from here.
Welcome.
Yes. Howdy.
Hi there.
Howdy.
Hey, Maury, how you doing? You want a strong drink?
I love it.
Certainly.
I love these bartender minigames. Yeah. Yes! Just in time. Keep shaking the controller.
Inebriation of souls.
Inebriation of souls.
Well, howdy.
He needed a night out despite Voldemort's complaints, so he went to a club. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. I gotta come here all up. Alright, yeah, it's a sample, but it's yours. I've got more good stuff in my store. Fertility Orgite.
Welcome.
Hi. Hi there. Hi there. Hi.
Poor stuttering Professor Quirrell.
Certainly.
Oh, bugger! I hit the home button again. You'd have to sleep on his side when you
Cross
think about it.
Metropolis.
Thank you kindly.
What clubs are there in the wizarding world of Harry Potter? That's a fair question. Okay, that's 2 shifts at the bartender. We could try... Oh, we get paid more when the rank is higher. We could try running the nightclub.
Clubs
Ken
are
has-
there in Harry Potter?
Ken has a
Wow.
lot of jobs.
I could make a joke here, but I feel it's deep beneath me.
God damn you, Kenshiro. You have more jobs than I could ever hope for.
Ah, brilliant.
Hogs for Boggle.
Where did it all go wrong for me?
Use item box. First, let's have a duel in the arena.
Remember, you could be hit by a bus tomorrow. Go on, have a fag.
beating him. Fake Ray is actually quite tough, so I'm gonna have a go. There was a guy wearing a tuxedo at a club. He's about 13 levels ahead of me. Kamehameha!
Curse ye, Hameha!
Oh, come on now. The curse Yehameha. What, to give him bad luck?
Yeah. Oh, devil, I smite thee!
Oh yes, it's not the devil I smite thee.
Yeah. Our own version.
Yes, for Ethan Boyle.
Don't call anybody!
Oh god, first getting arrested for crazy. So again, nothing beats him being told off. Nothing beats his, most of it. Like his Miyamoto, I bet you smoked this stuff through really feels a mind. Literally just being told that they can't use any of this stuff because it's offensive. It's they're a family-friendly company and they can't really be seen with basically Sonic the Hedgehog style characters basically having promiscuous sex and all kinds of other disgusting inappropriate stuff. And his only response is, yeah, well, I bet you smoke.
You're against true love.
Ah, yes, the love quest.
Hey Ivy, I'm doing this video for you.
Oh god, Ivy with you.
I was thinking about our sex time.
Oh god, I feel filthy already. I still think the Blanca thing was still ridiculous.
Drinking port at the pub would be the way, yeah. Or perhaps rum.
But nothing could beat.
No mixers.
Nothing could beat the Casey calls.
Oh god, the Casey call are the best. The father call. I think a lot of people, especially now online, need to have the father call because he literally dissected Chris so goddamn bad.
Yeah. Casey, you know I'm true.
Yes, comparing things that obviously don't work. Like, yeah, your mom died, I know how you feel, my dog died. Not the same thing. Did you just compare my dead mother to your dog?
Hey baby, who is this? And hold on there. Hello? Hello? Hey, wait a minute. Is this who I think it is? It is. Mr. Ian Brandon Anderson, what have I told you about talking to Casey?
I am not Ian Brandon Anderson.
Yes, you are. You're a fat waste of life. Casey's father.
Oh god. Nothing with your parents. 30 years old. God.
You're not a man. Are you threatening me? I could take you down with just my pinky.
I only play parts of Iron 4. No? Can't say that I have.
Also, I have to give props to Michael. Thank you for knowing what the rest of Onimusha is. Because for a while, Ollie's only ever played the third one and watched me play the first one the other day.
I didn't expect you to get through it in less than 3 hours.
It's not just that. Michael knows who Gogan Dantas is.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that gives him precedence.
The guy who should have been played by Tim Curry.
Yeah. I am Gogan Dantas, the greatest of all swordsmen.
Aha.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Mamiya is in this game. She was in a side quest.
That's still not giving it justice.
I know.
Oh, they're making another Sonic Adventure game.
I thought they were remaking the first one.
I've been hearing like different things.
Did this come out before or after Tim Curry had his stroke? What come out, Pete? This game. If it's this game, it came. Oh. Oh yeah.
Well, sadly, Tim Curry doesn't act anymore.
Oh wait, no, it's got to be night time before I can operate the club.
Go. I'll kill you.
This game. No, Tim Curry's not in this game.
I wish. I wish Tim Curry was in everything in some capacity.
Well, he was in Dragon Age Origins.
Was it?
Yeah. He was All Hal.
Ah. Limousine and a pizza.
Pizza.
Just.
Welcome.
Let's not forget he was in the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Ducks Rock. Hey, it's Xanta.
With-
Hey, Sam.
Sam!
Zam's here. Zam's
Hooray.
gone.
No.
Zamachu, we choose you.
Thank you. So peaceful today.
Didn't the Mighty Ducks cartoon have actual cartoon ducks? Yes, it did. Had Tim Curry as a dragon creature. And he was accompanied by Tony J.
Yeah,
Which is
this
like one of
isn't
the best things ever.
endless adventure mode thing. I'm gonna try the Sega Mark III just to show you guys. 'Cause this is. I reloaded the save before we finished the game in the last stream. Because if you do the endless adventure mode, you can't carry that over to a new game plus. And I want to max out Kenshiro. And then go through the manga difficulty to see what that's like.
Is that Julia?
No. Her name's Yuria in
Oh
the
yeah.
actual. And this is the original Fist of the North Star video game.
Tim Curry was in the Little Mermaid cartoon. Yes, he was. He was the Manta guy. Oh yay, we're going retro.
Yep. The kick just has better reach than the punch.
He was in all the Rugrats movies. Oh yeah, because he was the voice of one of the sumo wrestlers in Rugrats in Paris. And he was also Nigel Thornberry in the third movie. Smashing. Yeah, the Rugrats go wild. It's like their crossover with the Wild Thornberrys.
Ah.
You gotta have Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah.
Apparently, that was like that was Tim's favourite thing he ever did.
What, Nigel Thornberry?
Yeah, and the Wild Thornberrys as a whole.
You know what? I can see that.
Yeah.
Smashing.
He was the news reporter in the first one. Oh yeah, he was. Rex Pester. It's one of those rare times where he had to do an American accent.
Yeah.
You know, he was all... Apparently Richard O'Brien wanted him to be in Shock Treatment. Because he wanted him to play both Brad and Farley. But he didn't get... But he turned it down because he wasn't confident about his American accent. But it would have been strange to see Tim Curry as Brad.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's Hart. Oh no, he's killed me. I imagine Home Alone was a fun movie to be part of, yeah. Even if Tim Curry carried that movie. Why didn't Kevin just take the rope down with him? Like... Well, I suppose he couldn't have done that.
His pixelated image makes him look like Boo.
Yeah.
Oh God, Martian Boo.
Oh. It's tough.
Maybe
Yeah,
I
to-
take the Lockhart and put them.
Kenshiro can make people explode by touching them, though. That's, like...
I guess that they didn't have the the whatchamacallit, the graphic design for it. So it just became a run-of-the-mill beat-em-up.
For some reason, I think whenever I see the Indiana Jones movies, I always think of Seb as the bad guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Who,
I'm not going to say that I want Seb to melt.
Who, Balok?
I'm not good with names.
Yeah.
The French dude.
Basically, the guy whose face melts.
Oh, you mean the Gestapo dude?
Yeah.
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 Maybe they don't know you like I do, or perhaps you could tell them. If only you had a bag of Doritos. All hail Doritos and their infinite possibilities of numerous types of dip.
Well, the only thing I know about the guy who played Brad in the Rocky Horror Picture Show is that he was the original Danny Zuko on Broadway. The very first actor to play Danny Zuko.
I was writing a parody once where Belloc was called Bollock. Kentucky James, I believe it was called.
Kentucky James. Ah, yeah. Now perhaps you could tell them, if only you had a bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Still,
All right.
remember the trolley lord? Remember the trolley lord?
I remember the trolley lord.
The Osama bin Liners. I can't. The Ku Klux Ketchup.
Yeah.
I can't be selling the racist sauce, but it's great when you're finished with the bottle. You can put it on your head and wear it as a mask.
Hey, they're dressed up like ghosts too.
I mean, I know the Ku Klux Klan apparently isn't really a thing anymore. They've kind of just fallen completely apart.
I know. They're now in the...
I'll make you an offer you could refuse, but won't.
called them up and said, what you maybe should be, you should do is what your clan should do is you should call yourself the original clan and make the other one the KKK Wolf Pack, and have them like wearing red and stuff. The downside of that is that you'd have to start hiring ethnic minorities to join your group like the NWO Wolf Pack did.
Kenjiro's going to his night job.
He's like Jeffrey. All those jobs.
I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah. Oh,
Alright.
this is just like the other one. This is just like Yakuza's. Did you ever do the Yakuza? Oh yeah, weird thing, Ollie. When you do Kiwami 2, when you do the nightclub stuff, there are references to Majima and what he was doing in Yakuza 0, and he actually becomes a big part of it.
Right. Okay, I don't like them to be below level 50, so...
Oh god, is it weird that I love doing these minigames?
No, not really.
I mean, granted, I've maxed out the one in Kiwami 1 and in 0.
Yeah.
I just love being able to find women to join the club just by walking around.
Yeah, I did that for a while.
Ah, you do it in this too.
Yep.
I mean, I will be honest, I like the way that they do it through this game rather than how Yakuza 4 did it.
Okay, is everyone at least level 50? No. Rebecca needs to be upped a bit.
Give them things and level them up by giving them items.
Thank you so much.
Feed them to the tigers.
You have a big heart.
Tell me, Ollie, when you're doing these nightclubs, are you competing against other nightclubs?
No, you're just trying to make
Okay,
as
so
much money as you can.
so that's at least a different feature.
Emma has... Oh, you have a condition for each mission. Emma has to earn
Okay.
at least 50,000 IDL, which is basically...
Okay, so it works a little bit different to what I remember.
Yeah. This is Kenshiro's night job, which he's got to make 100 million off to pay off a vase he broke.
Welcome to the nightclub.
Well, if Kiryu can do it, Kenshiro can do it too.
Good evening. Take your time.
Oh, and just so you know, Ollie, if you do play Kiwami 2 and you want to get like Kazuchika Okada and stuff and Tanahashi and Tetsuya Naito, you can get them. You can get them by random draws, funnily enough. Although it's not like loot boxes, because there's a limit, and you will eventually get it anyway. Get what you want anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of like there's like a pot of characters, but you don't get doubles or anything. You just get certain characters before you'll get others randomly.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Also, Majima has his own theme song.
Right up my alley. Until next time. I'll be back for sure.
He's a man, as you saw, Goro Majima, Majima. Goes around, shore.
Yeah.
Thanks a bundle. You're cute.
Let's get started.
You're cute.
Welcome.
Hostess clubs are kind of weird, aren't they?
Get the party
You say that, Ollie, but I'll be perfectly honest.
Like, I say that in that you wouldn't really see them here.
No, but they work for the culture they're in, and to be honest, look, sometimes, I know in our mind we see it as it's just blue balling effectively, but sometimes some people just want to sit down.
No,
and
I
talk and
actually quite like the concept behind it, but
so do I. I mean, I love the idea of like finishing work and then just coming home and just chatting, having a drink with someone.
yeah.
It doesn't have to always be something sexualized. It can literally just be sitting down and chatting with someone.
Yeah, I
It's
like
kinda
that. That's a
it's
thing.
kind of like, you know how bartenders, the old myth of the bartender, where people would sit at the bar drinking and chatting with the bartender, but really he's got a fucking job to do, like serve other drunk alcoholics. It's like that, but you're not stopping someone from doing their job.
Oh,
I mean, for fuck's sake, Scotland has a maid cafe, if you can believe such a thing.
Yeah.
It's called Made in Scotland.
Ha.
They actually, when Tokyo Toys opened in Glasgow, they joined the event, and I got a few pictures with a couple of them. But they actually like take, but the way they work their maid cafe, they actually like play characters. Like
With at least
one of the
two
ones I was talking to
humans.
while I was there, they like play a forest elf character, and they actually like play the role completely, like all the time. It's kind of like, remember that village they went to, that old time village in South Park,
Yeah.
where none of them are allowed to, it's basically like that, but they also take butlers as well. Sometimes.
It's a brilliant concept. Too bad it might not work in the UK. Well,
It wouldn't work in the UK. I think it our
might.
mindset.
You know,
I think-
in a city.
it might work, but you've also, I mean, granted, in places where there's a high Japanese concentration, I mean, Sterling, for example, does have a lot of Japanese students and stuff come over to study. So, you know, that's why we had a few Asian shops.
What a knockout! Beauty!
So yeah, I like the idea.
I'll be back!
Hell, if I had a club like that, I'd run it, and I'd run it like Marjima did.
Best service ever! See you again!
And that's a bargain, cheap as chips.
Huh.
You're feeling beautiful!
Very funny, guys, but I'm not made of wood.
I wonder if David Dickinson is still doing anything.
You know, I probably actually would open a host club or a hostess club.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather be one of the hosts?
Not if it's hostesses, then maybe I'd. If it was hosting, then yeah, maybe. But
Get paid to flirt with people.
it's not just that, Ian. It's a conversation. Some people just want to chat afterwards, as I've already mentioned.
Yeah.
But some people have different passions in life. Some people like to write things. Some people like to review and get angry at things. Some people get an entire hobby out of castrating animals. Me personally, I can't contest and argue with someone who wants to start an entire business where it's literally talking to people who have just finished work or just really want to chat to women.
I want to see Grand Theft Auto Prince Philip edition. Ah. Oh, the profit goal was 200,000
Yeah,
IDL.
still.
I have made
I might have to put
1,112,538.
Hello, Nicole. How's my baby girl? Hey? How's my little girl? Oh, how's Daddy's little girl? Hey?
So, we've hit the 2-hour mark, guys. How have you liked the side quest stream?
Well, I'm glad to see that the hostess thing is still around.
I'm glad we got to see more of Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
Right, well, as we wind down at the 2-hour mark, guys, how can the internet find more of you and what you do? Pizza, it's been 2 hours already. I know, right? Sorry,
yeah, I'll be doing Resident Evil and a couple of. I'll be doing probably some Onimusha and
not enough
whatever
horse.
I can do in between.
Yeah,
and you'll find me at Within the Grey Walls, and I am currently doing all the Spider-Man DLC, and pretty soon after that, I'll be doing Life is Strange Season 2.
Well, Michael's saying it's nice to see an Oliver Johnson stream for the first time.
Yeah,
well, feel free to watch any of our other ones as well.
Yeah,
plug.
I mean,
plug.
Over the next few days, I might stream like a continuous loop of our old Kingdom Hearts streams as a lead up to 3. So, like, just. I never thought of doing a rerun before, but I might. Yeah. So, from all of us here, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Alright then, we'll see you.